What's up, my friends? Welcome back to my channel for my June goals. Can you even believe it? Let's dive in. If you are new here, my goals videos are where I go through the Cultivate What Matters power sheets and I look at the past month and the goals that I set last month. If you want all of the details, go ahead and check out that video right there. But we're going to kind of revisit and do a check-in of did I succeed, did I not succeed? And then we're going to look ahead for the goals that I set for the month of June. June is a very exciting month because it is the official start of summertime. The weather is hot. It has been in the 80s. We had a Memorial Day party. Amazing things are happening. Summer is really truly where I feel like I start to thrive. So I'm very excited about June, and we'll talk about that in a second. But first, let's go ahead and check in with my May goals. As per usual, the goals are broken down into monthly action items, weekly action items, and daily habit tracking. So how did I do? Let's find out. First, no way May. Success. Check. For those of you that don't know, that means that for the month of May, I didn't step on the scale. I will admit though, I stepped on the scale once and did not look at the number because I felt like I wanted to see the other data, which I never track. I don't know why the spirit moved me to do this. I have one of those smart scales, right? But I never track the other data. The body fat percentage, the water percentage, the protein percentage. There's like 12 different metrics that the scale supposedly tracks. Something told me that like you need to get on there and make sure you have that information handy. And I was like, okay. So what I did was I opened the app for the scale, set it down next to me, stepped on the scale while looking straight ahead, waited, counted to like 10 to make sure things were definitely 100% done, stepped off the scale, grabbed my phone, scrolled past where the weight was, and looked at the rest of the information. And it was actually really fascinating information for me to have a handle of, and things like body fat percentage, and it even does a different calculation for my BMR, which I thought was very interesting. And it was just super handy to have. So I got that information, made a mental note of the graphs and stuff that I was seeing, and closed the app because I didn't want to accidentally see my weight, and I have not opened the app since. So pretty soon, it's almost June. By the time you see this video, I actually will have a formal weigh-in for, well, that's not entirely true. I'm gonna wait until Aunt Flo leaves. To be honest with you, she's due any moment now, and when the month kicks over onto June 1st, I'm like, you know, if we're in the middle of Aunt Flo, we're not gonna do that, no. So once my period is gone, I will be stepping on the scale and we'll be filming a results video for you. Read the book, How Not to Diet, finish it. I did that. I read this 600-page textbook monster of a thing, and I really liked it. It was full of a lot of really interesting information, and it was full of some information that I'm like, I'm not 100% subscribed to this, but there are some other things, like all of the fiber talk that I've been talking about lately, that I'm 100% subscribed to. So, as with any and all diet books and people and all of the things, it is a really great book to read for the scientific information, and then it's up to you to take the parts from it that you want to implement and to leave behind the stuff that doesn't work for you. It was a very interesting book. It took me almost 15 hours to read. I tracked my reading time in an app, but it was worth it. It was really good. 1 hour playing the piano, I did not do. I didn't even sit down at the piano, y'all, which is a surprise to nobody. Declutter 25 things. I did that, and I want to keep doing that, but more on that later. Content batching. I kind of did it in like 2 parts, but I did technically do it, and I am ahead of schedule. I have stuff planned in advance, which feels really good. So even though I didn't do it by the typical content batching week schedule, I did in fact get content batched, which is awesome. Raised $500 for my CMT walk. I did that. You guys, I had the best weekend doing the CMT related get-togethers. CMT is the disability that I have, Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease, and there was a walk here in the Minneapolis area to raise funds for it, and I did not just meet, but I exceeded my $500 fundraising goal, and that was due in part to some of you guys. You guys donated, which I'm so very grateful for. So if you are one of those people that donated to my walk, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Next is clean the baseboards. Fun fact, it's done. It got checked off. but I didn't do it. My husband did. Read a fiction book. Y'all, I finished that fiction book this morning. I started it on the 5th and I put it down all month, and then I read 300 pages of it in 2 days. Once I finished How Not to Diet, it got really easy for me to go, well, the other book that I'm reading is this fiction book. So I sat down and used the reading time that I normally would have on How Not to Diet on this fiction book, and then I got real into it. So I read for probably 2 hours yesterday, and then this morning I finished up the last little bit, and I can honestly say that I finished the book, which makes me so happy. Or my weekly action items, things that should have happened every single week. Date night, done. Do a module of the course that I'm working on, check. Upload 2 videos a week, check. Take a Sabbath day, yes, I did that. And eat fish. I did that too. I accomplished all of my weekly goals each and every week this month, which was awesome. For the daily action items, what I actually did was I went through and counted how many check marks I got and then gave a percentage of how I did. So the first one was eating 130 to 140 grams of protein. I got a 51% there. Why? Because halfway through the month, I actually bumped down my protein goal, which is fine. That's totally acceptable, and it's okay to change things up, but it took away from me making 130 to 140 grams of protein. Drink 128 ounces of water. I did that 58% of the time, with reaching 100 ounces of water 92% of the time. 8 to 10,000 steps, I did 90% of the time, and getting 8 hours of sleep, I did 74% of the time. So all in all, actually really not bad on the daily habits either. So I'm feeling very good about all that I accomplished in May. Was it a perfect month? No, but I did make progress and I did accomplish many of my goals, which feels really nice. So now let's fast forward to June. June, like I said, is a month where I feel like I start to thrive and I start to come alive again. And I have been feeling like for months and months and months now, like just in this like rut of life and very unmotivated. And it's probably really repetitive at this point to hear me say things like that, but it's true. And what I share with you guys is my honest to goodness life. I don't sugarcoat anything. And the truth is, regardless of how many goals I set and how many times I say it, I have been feeling like I have been in a rut and I can't get out of it. And I'm just uninspired and blah. And I'm hoping that this month, with some changing things up and just some new mindsets and new things and new opportunities, that I will be feeling better by the end of the month and hopefully start to build the momentum for things to go in the direction that I desire them to go. So with that being said, here is what I have written down as a goal, or as my goals for the month of June. Starting with complete one of my woobles. Woobles are those little crochet projects that I got for my birthday, and I have about 75% of the way completed one of them. Uno. And I have 2 more that I need to do. And so one of my goals is going to be, instead of mindlessly scrolling on my phone, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to use my hands, and I'm going to crochet one of these little creatures this month. Another goal I have is to get a pedicure. Y'all, I have yet to get a pedicure in the state of Minnesota. I've yet to get a pedicure. If you live in my area, please tell me where to get a good pedicure, because I don't know. Because you know how like sometimes it's kind of a crapshoot, like the little local salons, it's not like a big fancy spa or anything. And I just need a place that I can go and get a reasonably priced pedicure for a reasonable quality. Because I really want to get back into, especially in the summer months, getting one every single month. The last time I got a pedicure, based on the color of my toes, was when I was in Florida for not the funeral. So when did we leave Florida? February? February was the last time I got a pedicure, and it is officially sandal season and your girl needs to get her toes done. Try a new hairstyle. I kind of cheated and already messed around with it, but I want to kind of continue to experiment and perfect. The new hairstyle is simple. I bought myself a waver, a crimper at Target, and I want to play with it because it's really fun and beachy. But so I did it once with like my hair air dried like this and kind of just picked out some sections and kind of zhuzhed up the waviness of it. But then the other day I actually like blow dried and had my hair all nice, and I'm like, I'm going to crimp in the most dramatic fashion this entire thing, and I ended up with hair that was just like poofy and weird, and I had to pull it back in a ponytail because it didn't look right. So I was like, maybe this is going to take a little bit more thought and effort than I originally anticipated. So I want to continue to experiment with my new hair toy. Do a wardrobe clean out. It's summertime. Summertime is always, for me, the vibe of like, let's go through every drawer, let's reorganize, let's refold, let's get rid of things that are broken, stained, have holes in them, are fraying, things of that nature, and, you know, do the whole wardrobe clean out thing. go out for ice cream just because it's summer and I can. And then planner move-in. I'm so excited for planner move-in. June is of course the month where if you are somebody who's in the Erin Condren space or anything like that, new planners tend to start in the month of July. And so that means that June is when we have to take all of our stuff and move it into our new planners. And I don't know about you, but I have some planners that I need to move into this month. So it's gonna be like a whole project and I'm very, very excited about it. Those were my monthly action items. My weekly action items, I only have 3. And that's okay. You're allowed to have white space, but I've got some other plans for the month that are kind of tied to this, but not really tied to this, so it's fine that I only have 3 weekly action items. The first one is 7.5 hours of activity in a week. This is a number that I pulled directly from the How Not to Diet book regarding how much exercise it actually takes scientifically from what the experiments and the studies that this guy has researched to actually have your activity level affect your weight loss in a positive way. The number he came up with or discovered was at least 7.5 hours of activity in a week in order for it to be positively impactful for your weight loss. And so because it's summertime and I'm out walking and doing all the things and changing up my program, I'm gonna try it and see what happens. Have a date night and then do a declutter project every week. And the declutter projects I have written down are my closet, my dresser, so that ties directly into the clothing clean out thing, my pantry, and under the cabinets in the bathrooms and things like that. And then if I need to throw in another one, I'll throw in the linen closet. And it's the time of year to, make sure things aren't expired and old and broken and used up and gross and just clear it all out. I like to clear things out. You guys know this about me by now. And then my daily action items. Now it's funny because my weekly action items, I only have 3, but my daily action items, I actually filled up to the brim, which is kind of unlike me, but I'm very excited about every single one of them. Starting with 5+ produce servings every single day. One of the things that was talked about ad nauseum in the How Not to Diet book was the importance of a plant-based diet. And this is one of the things that I actually don't entirely agree with. However, leaning into lots and lots of fresh fruits and vegetables, especially in the summertime, is something that I'm very excited about. So that portion of it, I'm definitely going to be implementing, and my goal is going to be to eat 5 or more servings of fruits and vegetables every day. And of course, this looks different based on the fruit, right? It's like, I don't know, a cup of strawberries or half a cup of berries, 1 cup of greens, 1 apple, 1 banana, 1 peach, things like that. So there's all sorts of different measurements based on what it is you're eating, but 5 servings. Now, don't freak out if you're like, oh, that's crazy. First of all, that's like the FDA recommended number is 5 servings. And I know that most of us don't get 5 servings every day. But if you make a big old stinking salad, you can get like 4 or 5 of the servings in the stinking salad, right? So it's really not that hard as long as you're intentional about it, which is my plan for the month of June to see how it goes. It also will help with my fiber goal, which for the record, I don't actually have written down, but if you guys have been watching my channel lately, you know that my goal is 35+ grams of fiber every single day. Do a Bible study in my quiet time every day. Plant a tree is what I have written down, and that means to use a specific app I have on my phone. I have one of the apps where it encourages you, like it locks up your phone, and like if you leave the app while the timer is running, you kill the tree that you're working on planting. So it's a productivity tool. So you pick what flower you want, and you say, okay, this flower is going to grow in 25 minutes. And then you hit go, and for the next 25 minutes, your phone cannot leave that screen. So you have to put the phone aside and go do something else. So it is a screen time management tool, a focus tool. And so my goal is going to be to use it at least once every single day for the month of June. Do Pilates. Now, this may not happen actually every day, but I put it as a daily goal so I can check off just how many times I do Pilates in a month. Take photos. I am just really bad at taking pictures. And then I go to want to post something on Instagram and realize I have no recent photos, especially of myself. And it's not hard. Take a selfie, really easy. But I just don't put a lot of attention behind the photos I've been taking recently. And as somebody who creates content on social media, I need to change that. Wake up at 6:30. This is one of the big changes I'm making, and I talked it over with the members of my Patreon, and we think, because I literally bounced ideas off of them, that switching up my schedule and really just kind of changing things and shaking things up is gonna be really, really good for me, especially because I have been in this uninspired rut. Therefore, I'm going to start setting my alarm for 6:30 in the morning and see what happens. And then the last thing is actually to use a different planner that I have. This is a little sneaky peek. Cultivate What Matters was actually very sneaky, and I didn't even know that this package was coming. It was a PR package that arrived on my doorstep today, and it is their new Fresh Start Daily Goal Planner, which if you've been subscribed to their emails or on their Instagram, you might have seen. It's not available yet for purchase. I will have a video doing a complete walkthrough going up the day that this goes live, which I think is the 13th, but I kind of love it. It's basically a daily planner and the power sheets combined into one undated 90-day planner situation. Why am I excited about this? Because I decided, and this is actually a video that you should go back and watch if you're into my goal-related content. I went live the other day and shared specifically my like a quarterly goals refresh, except it's not technically a new quarter. However, for me, the season of summer, June, July, August, is equivalent to a quarter of a year. So I actually did a quarterly goals refresh for summertime. And I talked about that in that video. So I'll have that link down below for you and right here. But it's a 90-day period of time, right? It's 3 months. This is a 3-month, 90-day planner. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should use this beautiful baby who I actually really enjoy and want to try out as my summer planner and for like goals and achieving things and doing all the things. So my goal in my power sheets for the daily habit is to use this every day. Stay tuned. And that's it. Those are my goals for the month of June. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to share 1 or 2 of your goals for the month of June with me, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Happy summer, and I will talk to you again real soon. Bye.